Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Sean Anderson for Ponca City Public Schools. And as promised, on this segment of Coach's Corner, we're talking High soccer with head coach Ben Steichen. Coach Steichen, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Boy, just to recap, last season, there really wasn't a season. Already, you played 5 games, which is more than double the number of games that were played the entire season last year because of COVID, of course. And soccer teams all over the state in the same boat, kind of what we were talking with Coach Love earlier about baseball, everyone affected. How did that affect your team and then just not getting that experience out there on the field?
It affects you in several different ways. You start talking about what we were really worked, for last year. So mentally it affects, negatively, saying, "Hey, we didn't get this," so it's that thing that get taken away from you. So the guys, they feel let down by that, and not being able to spend time with those seniors we had last year. Then this year, it kind of fuels, it fuels a lot more. Seniors this year, even juniors this year, really realize what's at stake. You're talking about, you're not guaranteed that next game. We talk about that a lot with kids, saying, "Hey, something can go wrong. You get an injury, it could be the playoffs, or knock you out of there, and it could be your last game." So this time around, I mean, it hit closer home, and they really started to see that a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the Saturday before spring break, you took the soccer teams to the Choctaw Tournament, took 5th at that tournament. There were a lot of teams there. Tell me about the performance.
Uh, Performance, it was our first real matches with our varsity. So, we were very up and down. We weren't really thrilled with our first opening performance. We lost in our first game to the team that actually won the tournament. And it was a team that we felt, we were leading for most of the game, and we lost it late and lost it in shootout. And we weren't really thrilled about it. And then we picked up a little bit more against Shawnee the next game. Still had to go to shootout there because while we possessed better, we played harder, we played better, we just couldn't finish. And then we finally figured out a little bit more. We weren't as polished with our possession, but we found goals against Midwest City and won 6-0 there. So we had good and bad for our first real action. It gave us an idea of where we're at, what we need to work on. I got some guys some playing time, younger guys. We got to roll them through and see that. So we got a lot of good out of it, I think. Even with the negative part of it of not winning a tournament, we felt we really could have won.
Right, right. Well, as we're taping this Coach's Corner, Coach Steichen is getting ready for a big homecoming game tonight. Bishop Kelly coming to town, of course, as you're watching this. That has already happened. Bishop Kelly, your team ready for Bishop Kelly? Tell us about it.
We feel like we're better off than where we were before spring break. We got some ideas about what we want, who we are. Bishop Kelly is a very talented team. They always are. They compete well at 5A every year. If they're not in the state championship game, they're going to be in the semis. They're going to be in the quarters. They don't go out in the first round. They win plenty of games. They're fast. They're athletic. They possess the ball well. Overall, it gives us a great challenge, to see what more we can actually do. I mean, we're always preparing to go into that district, and when we see opponents like this, it's a measuring stick, and so we feel comfortable, we feel confident in what we're going to do with what we want to do for our style. And now we get the chance to see what it's going to be like against an actual opponent rather than just small-sided at practice.
Yeah. JV this weekend, they're going to Collinsville for a tournament, and the varsity boys. Now the Collinsville tournament with JV, that's boys and girls, right?
Right.
And then the boys varsity headed to Stillwater to play in the Stillwater tournament Friday and Saturday. Let's start with Collinsville. A lot of players on the JV squad.
Yeah, we've got about 45 guys this year, and so we're gonna be able to send about 20 guys to play some varsity time. This is gonna be even better for them. They've already played 2 varsity matches this year. They played against Guthrie's varsity and won, and then they played against Woodward's and lost. But it's a great measuring stick to see, hey, this is what it's really like when you get up to this team. What do you have to do to prepare and practice? in the off season? Who do you have to be when it comes to a club? All those things, really kind of get to be hit home. It's a great opportunity. They're going to open up with Collinsville's varsity on Thursday morning, and then they're going to be able to. We're going to see where they land at next. Whether or not they win or lose, it's going to dictate, the playing time next. So a lot of great opportunities for those 20 guys that haven't seen varsity or haven't seen a lot of it, or even missed last year. So I mean, I think that it's really a great thing that we're getting so much time against varsity opponents early. That way, when they get in their JV schedule later, they can take what they've learned and hopefully it'll impact in a positive manner.
Yeah. So the goal when you're sending the JV squad to a varsity tournament, is the goal a little bit different? Maybe not necessarily. I mean, you'd like to win. You'd like for your JV to beat some varsity teams like they did with Guthrie. But is the goal more just the learning experience that they're getting out there?
In my mind, yeah. I mean, you can't beat game experience. We do talk a lot of our ability and our progression is always happening in practice, but sometimes you need that game experience at the higher speed, at that bigger physicality, to really say, oh, well, I need to do this in practice when we actually get the chance to do it. Hey, I need to work on this, and you really get to see that measuring stick with it. So I really overall, my goal, is always getting the playing time even to suit up. We got guys that may not play a whole lot during this tournament or during a game or two or whatever it is, but it's that experience and know what it's like to decide. Hey, what can I do to be better about this? So I think it's more than just about the wins and losses there. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Ben Steichen is the head coach of the Pohai soccer team. And Coach Steichen, the varsity boys going to Stillwater this Friday and Saturday. Can you size up this Stillwater tournament for us?
Stillwater is always a great experience. We talk about playing a very rugged schedule with it. You're playing 3 full matches in less than 24 hours. So we take a bigger squad and we try to get through it without injuries and see some things work. Again, to me, it's about building. Yes, we're going to try to win it. I mean, every single game. I mean, I'm not a fan of losing, and a lot of my players aren't either. So, I mean, when we start talking about what we want to accomplish, the first and foremost goal is to win. The second, after that is going to be saying, hey, what can we do to be better? Because after this tournament, now it's for real. The games are really going to count against us. We lose games after this weekend, and it goes and impacts playoffs. We'll start district next week. So getting this opportunity between tonight and then this weekend where we get 3 full matches against quality opponents. More is there. We're going to have Stillwater. We're going to have Enid, guys that we see in district that are still incredibly talented and well coached. It gives us that measuring stick. What can we do better? Where can we actually make that leaps and bounds for the rest of the season and show progression?
Yeah, for sure. Well, as we tape this, Coach Steichen, as I mentioned earlier, is getting ready for homecoming tonight with the Pohai soccer program. Bishop Kelly coming to town. After this, when's the next time we get a chance to show up at Solon Stadium and support our Pohai soccer players?
We're going to get Friday, April 2nd, Good Friday. We're in school that day. We're also playing that day. It's going to be against Muskogee. And then we got a quick turnaround 3 days later that we play at home against Stillwater. So, I mean, bang, bang, we're going to get great opportunities for everybody to see, early on in this district play, us getting the opportunity. We'd love to have the support. We've got about a 50% capacity is what we've got through the district right now. Masks as well, social distancing and everything. But every little bit of support for these players would be humongous in this time. I mean, we've been going through so much. I think, everybody has. So having that extra little bit where we get to have a little bit of normalcy is always the goal and something that we can provide our players and our community. So
Fantastic. Team leaders, seniors, uh, and even if they're not seniors, they're showing up on the practice field, they're showing up in the matches. Um, and when I put a coach on the spot, a lot of coaches worry they're going to leave somebody out. But can you go over a few of your team leaders that really stand out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be no different. I'm always going to worry. I'm going to leave somebody out. We got 14 seniors this year. Some are new to us, and some, have been with us for 4 years, and they're all incredible young men. The juniors, the sophomores, and the freshmen. We've got incredible guys this year. We've made a transition into what we expect for our leaders and some things that we go through. We kind of put them through a course if they really want to be a leader. And we've got some guys that have completed, some online courses that kind of really focus on what it is to be a leader, plus what they do on the practice field. But really, overall, when I start thinking about those, one of our emotional leaders is going to be Colby Glowacki based upon, what he provides the team and what he's doing and what he's gone through and everything has been really, really huge for us. Then we start talking about guys that are vocal every day. That's going to be senior Aaron Maloney, Spencer Ball, as well as Gavin Bales. We've got a junior that is coming along and really starting to step up in that area, and that's going to be Antonio Perez. And then we're really looking at some of our younger guys, our sophomores, that we feel are going to, when they step into roles, when we see them, we're going to see a little bit more. And we're going to be able to say a lot more about them. But really, these guys right here are really kind of taking that to heart of what we need, what we're expecting, and they're really putting an effort in to show that they are leaders for this program.
Fantastic. Coach Ben Steichen, head coach Pohai soccer team. Coach Steichen, thank you so much for your time. And of course, we'll catch up with you again on
Sure.
another episode of Coach's Corner. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition. My thanks to Coach Love and to Coach Steichen for participating on this edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Sean Anderson, your host, and thank you for watching. Until next time.